My pan is rusty. Brilliant. That was way too much. There we go, better. But that was still way too much. So after I sufficiently diminished our oil supply, let me tell you what we are gonna do today. So, you know the last video, we were out on the lake and we were looking for the bucket, which we did end up finding, which is very nice because that's the reason why my plants didn't die. But I just wanted to give you a tour of that lake because it's a really nice place and I think that would make for a good video, right? Not that I would know, I've made one exactly. So let's go ahead and do that, I guess. Do you want a lemon? Go ahead and grab our GoPro chest harness. Very nice. And let's head out to the lake.
Before we do that, short warning, it's very windy today. I don't know if you can already hear that, but it's way more windy than it usually is. So there might be wind noise. As I said, I don't really know. I don't know how to get rid of that. So if that bothers you, there's probably something else that you can watch that doesn't have wind noise. For example, my last video. If you haven't seen that already, go ahead and check that out. It was very funny. And also a short explanation because I cannot do that explanation when we are already on the boat because that wouldn't make any sense. What we're gonna do now is we're gonna go on this large part first and go around there. And then we're gonna go all the way around and go into this river part thingy over there. We're just gonna have a look around at what is going on there and I'll show you everything that's interesting and everything that looks nice and everything that also doesn't because I don't really care. So yeah, let's go ahead and do that. And so as per usual, we'll flip the boat and then we'll also grab our toaster oven, toss that in there as well. And so we're ready to go. Look at all of these ants. It's a lot of ants and they are also all over the boat, which is gonna be great. So I would say we're just gonna put the boat in here and go for a little drive. Okay, not easy. Okay, move. Move a bit more, just a bit more. There we go. Okay. So we're in the boat. We're the wrong way though. So let's turn around. Before we turn around, we are at the first sightseeing site of our little trip around the sea. This is the bridge. This bridge goes from the mainland to the island. And it's rotting away. I gotta get rid of it at some point and replace it with something a little bit more permanent. But for the time being, it is what it is. It does its job. You can still walk over it. I wouldn't try to suggest it to do that with a lot of people because you're most likely gonna die. Besides that, it's a marvelous piece of engineering. I've never been exploring this lake on a day this windy. It's a bit annoying to be rowing when there's like stuff flying around everywhere. But at least we've got some waves. Waves are cool, right? Yeah, didn't think so. But it sure is very pretty. We've got a lot of cattail plants over there. You can see them hopefully. As I said, I cannot really see what you're seeing. But as long as you can see something, I think we're gonna be good. So we've got cattail, a lot of it. You can actually eat cattail in case you didn't know. So if you want to try that. It tastes like shit, but you can. Ask me how I know. No, please don't. This is the place where the bucket usually is when it's gone. And this is where I whacked the piece of cattail last time, but that's fine because I actually discovered that cattail was dead. So yeah, hitting dead stuff is obviously fine as opposed to hitting living stuff. I guess it's better than hitting living stuff, but yeah. These are water plants. I hope you can see those. They are pretty much growing all over the lake, and that's mainly because the lake is not very deep. We can actually figure that out right here. I hope you can see that. Like, this is the paddle, right? And it's like it goes in about like that much. So it's like 50 centimeters deep here. It's very sandy, very shallow, but it gets way more deep over that direction. So if we go there, which we will, we can figure something out. But while we're already here, let me quickly grab our toaster oven and we'll chuck that in here and we'll hopefully catch something by the time we come back, and we'll have some dinner. Besides the fact that this lake, it doesn't really have some sort of river or something like that goes to it and that fills it up with water. The water level pretty much stays the same all year round. Doesn't really matter how hot it gets or how much it rains. It just stays the same. So I guess it's kind of whatever, connected to groundwater or something like that. Who knows, honestly. But yeah, that's kind of a fun thing. So I think we're now coming up on a place that should be reasonably deep. So we'll check this. Nope, still very shallow. Yeah, well, anyways, I guess we'll keep driving. We're now at a spot that should be reasonably deep, which is good because I don't know, but I just wanted to see. Yeah, this is a deep spot. There we go. This is definitely a spot that's not shallow. So this is how deep it is. Oh, well, maybe 1.4 meters, something like that. It goes to just about 2 meters. So that's pretty much the maximum that this lake can achieve as far as depth goes. Which is alright, not the deepest, but it's a natural lake. It's not like some excavated stuff, so it's obvious that it won't be very deep at all places. And we're now going to visit my favorite spot over here, which is the tree. Yes. You might think, well, there are thousands of trees around this lake, you idiot. That is correct. Around this lake. So there, have some water lilies. Aren't they pretty? Yeah, very cool. But there is only one tree in the lake. And that is right here. Look at it. Can you see it? I hope you can see it. That's my tree. That's growing in the water. Exactly. It has no connection to the land whatsoever. It's just growing there because I guess it's just built different. So back there we've got the swamplands. We're gonna go there right now. These swamplands are pretty much also the edge of the property, kinda. After that there's a little bit more grassland and stuff like that, but then the property is over and then there's some kind of natural reserve in there. And we're just driving right through it right now, which is beautiful, but you know, whatever. And there's some small water creatures there. Yeah, very, very nice. So I don't want to kill this plant, so let me quickly, there we go. But yeah, pretty nice here. I wouldn't recommend walking in there because you're probably not gonna come back. But besides that, it really is pretty. If you want a boat, great stuff. So the place where we're going right now is something like a little channel, something like that. Not really a river, it's just a part of the lake that's very small and thin. And it's between the island, a little patch of swamp, and the other part of the lake. We can't go through there, but we can go in there, and we will do that. That's where the bucket was last time. If you haven't seen that video, go ahead and watch it already. My goodness, it was really funny. At least I thought so. No one else really did, because no one watched it, but you know. Also, there's a lot of cattail here, probably enough for a decently big family to eat. But they would all be miserable, because as I said, it tastes like crap. So as you can see here, it's not very easy to drive in here. I just kind of went here knowing that I won't be able to drive out, but we'll just do the stuff that we did in the last video, you know. We just stand up and then just kind of paddle out of it. That's what you kind of have to do. There are also trees growing in here, as you can see, which is fun. And I just ran over one, I'm sorry. It's gonna be fine. This is pretty much just a bit of swampy swamp, and then after that is the second part of the lake, which we will go to now. However, we have to go all the way around for that, so we'll do that now. If you want to do stuff like that, do it on a day where it's not windy, because it's going to be very annoying to get out of channels like this. The wind is pretty much just as powerful as me rowing right now, so you can about see how far we are going, which is not very far at all. Oh, I can do this though. Nice. Okay, we're doing it, we're doing it. Who throws trees into a lake? Oh no. Oh my god. Pretend nothing happened. Alrighty people, we're coming up on the bridge now. We kind of have to go under it. It's not easy to do that, so let's see if we can manage. Oh shit, yeah, we hit it. That's what was not supposed to happen. Okie dokie. Now we just kick the boat, get out of it, and I was about to say jump into it, but that would be extremely stupid, so we won't do that. Oh, and I also got the toaster back out. And so we're just gonna sit back down. And now we're basically on the second part of the lake. And there is the second wooden thing in the water where the bucket normally is, and this weird little fish trap that I found in here in the lake, like it was legit inside. It kind of flew off because, you know, stormy and stuff like that. And so let's quickly put that back on top here so that it doesn't fall inside and kill a bunch of fish that I don't want to eat. There we go. That should do for now. This thing is exceptionally annoying. I have to find something to do with it. It's really, yeah, quite bad. So back in the boat we go and onwards. So while we're just driving, let me quickly give you some facts about this lake. It's around 15,000 square meters of water. It's probably a bit more like 16,000, but that's the stuff that you can measure. And then there's also the swamplands and stuff like that. But you know, in general, that's probably a pretty accurate representation. And so it takes some time to go across it with a little boat like this. It's not very deep, we already established that, but it still has a solid probably 50,000 cubic meters of water, so it's a lot. And it definitely is enough to water the garden, which is cool. It's also a natural lake, it's not some human-made lake. This thing has been here for a decently long time as far as I can see or can tell or whatever. That's nice, I guess. Not sure if that's relevant, but there you go. You've got that information now as well. This part here is also more like a rivery part. It looks more like a river. It has a bit of current because there are swamplands behind this and they kind of push some water through here. But it's still part of the lakes. Like this, it's not a real river. It just kind of looks like it, which is kind of cool, in my opinion. But the big part is a lot deeper than this. We can also check that here. Like this is probably the deepest part in this. Yeah, and it's like 1.5 meters, stuff like that, right? It's not a whole lot, but there are some way deeper parts. There are some parts where I can actually not stand upright. So it has to be more than about 2 meters, I guess. And there's also a lot of fish in here. Actually, there's all kinds of fish in here. There's like carp and there's like some carp that's a little bit different color. I've never seen one of them, but there has to be a lot in here because there's no algae growing anywhere, and I see some dead fish every now and then. So I mean, there gotta be fish in here. I mean, I only know that there have been fish in here from the dead fish I'm finding, but and there's some water lilies again. Look at that, they're beautiful. Can you even see that? There they are. Look at them. Yeah. So that is pretty much it, actually. That's the lake. It's a nice place to be. It would be even nicer if we had a little bit of a nicer boat, which didn't threaten to sink in any given moment. But besides that, it's a pretty nice place to be. So we're gonna start heading back now, and I'll meet you again at the wooden thing. So that was pretty much the tour of my little lake that we have around here. It's a really beautiful place, but as I said, you know, it's you can see it right there. Yeah, look, there it is. Yeah, there, lake and stuff like that. Yeah, really cool. We did unfortunately not catch anything with our toaster oven, so I guess we'll give that a try another day. But besides that, quite cool, quite a chilled place, and I hope you liked it too. It was a little bit of a more calm down video than the last one. I think I'm still pretty happy with it, so I think we'll call it a day. Yeah, thank you very much for watching. That's pretty much it for now. If you want to like and subscribe, you can do that. It's an option, and so that's gonna be it.
I would reckon.
Like that's it, like I was not kidding. You can go now. Go watch something else. It's fine.